Two big topics today in real estate. We're going over those next. You ask yourself, what are they, Troy? Here they are. Number one, Fed meeting tomorrow. Boom, we're going to figure out what's going to happen. And number two, what is happening with inventory? What are people talking about? All next on Real Estate Daily. Welcome, everyone. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in real estate, housing, and the mortgage markets. Now, before we jump into it, do me a favor. If you're out there looking to buy a home, I have something special for you. Yes, I do. I have a buyer's guide free today only, 100% off, right? Exactly what I love when my girlfriend goes shopping, 100% off. Yeah, it doesn't happen. I know, I get it, but it only happens here. So go down below, click the link, and then put in your email address, and I'm going to send you a free buyer's guide. I know it's about 30, 40 pages. It is that intense, but it actually gives you all the information about how the whole process works, all the way from where do I start, getting approved, to where I end, closing escrow and grabbing my keys. It's all there available for you. Now, let's jump into the very first article here, which says you can't buy what's not for sale in the housing market. It says the golden handcuffs of low mortgage rates keep sellers rate locked in. So what we're looking at here is there's just no inventory out there. Every single week here in the Southern California market, I go and do the numbers. And what are the numbers? They show what's active every single week in Los Angeles, San Bernardino, Riverside, and Orange counties, and we're just not seeing it. I know that my title rep came in last week, and he asked me, "Hey Troy, man, sales are way down, and you know it's kind of depressing and yada yada." I'm saying, but Nate Call of Chicago Title, I said, "Hey Nate, let's go back into time." So I have a little book, a little notebook that I actually put all the numbers in, and then it gets translated into a graph. But I go, let's go back to summer. And he goes, oh my God, we had double the inventory in summer that we have right now. And this is the hottest time of the year for real estate. And that's what's happening. Even when I go out and look for homes, and I go to my buyers, there's just so many homes, especially the ones that are all fixed up, that are 2, 3, 4, 10 offers on it. I know my business partner, Ryan, just ran into the same thing. He has 5, 6, 7 offers. In fact, he's putting offers in properties like in the city of Lancaster. It's listed for $450, but it looks like the offer getting accepted is $480. Guys, that's crazy. That's 8% above. So many offers on the property. Red hot market. This is what we're running into. All right, so here's CNBC, another article. Home prices are back on the rise as spring market proves more competitive than expected. Well, if you're not in the real estate market and you're not boots on the ground, of course you're looking at the catbird side. And my girlfriend, Diana Olick, who actually wrote this, obviously she doesn't know what's going on. She just goes, oh, well, this number is this number is this number. No, get out there and look. You just don't understand that when you go to an open house and there's constant flow through the open house for 3 hours, then you know the market's hot, and that's what's happening. And that's why I keep going over that. You can't listen to the media. They just will pick out a specific stat and then they'll run with it because they're looking at clicks. They're not looking at true, media, true reporting. That's what they're doing. All right, so before we jump into the next one, do me a favor. If you see value in what we're talking about, especially on a day-to-day basis, hit that subscribe button. Boom, there it is. That's a thumbs up. That's not a subscribe, please. I guess we'll just hit that thumbs up, hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. Shows a little appreciation for all the time and effort we put into this, because we're going to give you the best 5 to 10 minutes in real estate on a daily basis. All right, let's jump into it. Like we talked about, our second topic here, the Federal Reserve is expected to raise hike rates one more time. What does that mean for you? Well, we're looking at the odds on it's about 25 basis points. So we're over 5% at this point. And I don't understand why. We are just crushing everything out there. They're a bulldozer, right? And that's what the Fed is doing. They've literally raised rates within 12 months, 500 basis points. Get that through your mind. They completely missed the whole thing in 2021 with the new regime that came in, new government that came in. They all just kept saying, let's print money and let's spend money. And then in 2022, it's just been a complete train wreck. Now we have to go back it all out, right? And because of that, they just didn't see, the government didn't see what was happening. And it's caused the three of the top 5 bank failures happened last 50 days. Think about that. And we have regional banks that have so much money out there that they've loaned out that they're about ready to collapse. We've got to have the Fed stop. Now, everyone's expecting this to be one more time. And if it is one more time, that's why we're not seeing rates in the mortgage industry jump straight. It just could go all the way past 7% because they're front running the Fed and they're saying, hey, we're looking, the biggest day of the year, and I've said this last couple weeks, is going to be tomorrow for interest rates and for the stock market, crypto market, for all of you. It's what is going to be said at a news conference with Chairman Powell. Is he going to give direction that he is going to stop or slow or even pivot to lower rates or to stop the rate hikes? If he does, pop the champagne bottles. We are going straight up. It's going to be craziness in the stock market, crypto market, and we're probably going to see interest rates here just jump down. But until we have clear direction from the Fed, it's going to be very volatile, and we're not going to figure this out. Now, if you look at a lot of countries across the world, they're really hoping that he changes that. That's going to be a big difference as well. All right, to some happy news and some fluff. Let's go into it. We love to see these heartwarming articles. Homes for Heroes is making a difference in lives in Minneapolis firefighters. This is really cool. And this is, I want to say state by state, we continue to see this. Some states will get involved, other states don't care. But it says Homes for Hero wants to find a home for every public service worker in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Their efforts to lower housing costs and cover fees associated with buying a home are available for first responders, teachers, healthcare workers, and military personnel. Now, we know military personnel has the VA. VA loans are already 100% down. They already have a fantastic rates. It says, in 20 years since the organization's founding, the Homes for Heroes, HFH, has helped thousands of families save millions of dollars on home buying journey. Now, HFH is taking the new challenge. The organization is helping open up the transition center for firefighters burned on the job. So I really like to see this. This is what we should be doing as states, taking care of our first responders, the police, guys, the police, right? Firefighters, healthcare workers and teachers. These are the people that really work hard for us, help our children out, and I really like to see this. I really hope that more states get involved in this. I know the state here in California, they've had certain programs for police and firefighters, but it hasn't really taken off because it just isn't a big enough difference out there. So I'm hoping that we see something that money is allocated towards it. But I mean, I'm losing hope as, other programs, other real estate mortgage related, home assistance, programs are just being ravaged by our governor who keeps taking money out of those programs for his own use. All right, so let's jump into the rates. They are now thinking that, okay, we're going to a rate hike, so that's why we're seeing a bump up in rates. 30-year conforming, which is conventional, went up about 6 basis points, hit the 6.5. We saw FHA go up about 8 basis points, 6.46. We were headed all under 6.4 last week. Now we're all heading above 6.5, but it doesn't matter. No one should be locking in rates until they really feel what's going to happen tomorrow. I think we're going to see a big swing in one way or the next tomorrow because of Fed Chairman Powell and what his remarks are on the FOMC news conference afterwards. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. I call it the biggest day of the year. If they do go and talk about not raising rates, that will be the biggest day of the year. If they talk about future rate hikes? Well, it won't be. It'll be somewhere in the future, possibly June 13th and 14th, which is the next Fed meeting. That might be the biggest day of the year. Until then, we will find out tomorrow. Guys, you take care, and I will see you mañana.